Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome to another virtual painting session. So we're going to continue this painting that we started on Monday. I apologize for any kind of lag or any kind of delay. There was a little bit of an internet issue, but we're all good now. So I'm using the Alkyd colors, as I mentioned in the title. So again, the Winsor Newton Griffin Alkyd, with the exception of raw umber. This is just regular Winsor Newton raw umber. So everyone watching this in the future, titanium white. I just added cadmium yellow in there. Yellow ochre, Winsor red, Alizarin crimson permanent, of course raw umber, ivory black, ultramarine blue, and this is our medium Venetian. Really, our medium is made by Rublev Venetian medium. So let's get started with the skin tone colors. As I said, this painting actually kind of scares me because I had struggled with it so much last time. So let's just get right into the skin tone colors. And I do want to say that this is a hue color, so I'm not going to be using it quite as much. This is the cadmium yellow deep hue. Now we do know that the hues are not quite as powerful in terms of their tinting color, so I'll be replacing this at some point, but I'll probably only use it for the hair or the background or something like that. But in any case, it's a very efficient set of colors that don't really cost that much and they dry pretty quickly. Hey Mariah, welcome. Marshall, hey, moderators, Julie, Diana 1, Ingrid, hello everyone. So let's go ahead and start to mix some skin tones. As I mentioned last time, the addition of the skin tones should in theory help to continue the drawing and continue to refine the drawing, that is. So just yellow ochre, titanium white, and a little bit of raw umber. And as we have been doing in the past, again, if you are new, if anyone is new to the virtual painting sessions, let me know in the comments and I'll give you a shout out directly by changing camera angles as you're seeing here. So if you're seeing this in the future and you're just watching the pre-recorded and you would like to have a shout out during the live streams are usually Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday around 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I do have a painting available for the special sale today, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And since these are Alkyds, fast dryers, I'm going to be working one section at a time primarily. So that right there is my first little attempt at the skin tone. It's a little too pink, so I'm going to be adjusting that as I go. Oh hey, yep, Julie Diana 1, yeah, I found the hat. But to be honest, this painting still scares me after the last time. Let's hope it sells. Let's hope it sells on Saturday when we complete it. So there we go. It's a little less chromatic. I'm starting to notice that the Alkyds, a very interesting thing about the Alkyds is that they don't glare as much. At least they don't seem to glare as much. So for some reason, they seem like very matte like colors, which is great for filming. It probably won't make that big of a difference in practice for everyone else, but at least for me, for filming, I actually have my second light or my ceiling light on at the moment because when I was taking the picture for the thumbnail, I noticed that it didn't really glare. So that's awesome. Although, looking at the painting here, I do see kind of a glare up here, but you're not seeing the glare. So as long as you're not seeing too much of a glare. And again, please feel free to ask me any art-related questions. Just using a little bit of a raw umber tone to change the hue a little bit. Hey, Steven. Welcome back. Welcome back, Monique. Penelope. I'm new. My first live. All right, Penelope Gallardo. Penelope Gallardo. Your name rings a bell like the Lamborghini Gallardo. So, Penelope Gallardo. This is my shout out to you, Penelope. Welcome to the virtual painting sessions. I hope you'll enjoy the community that we're starting to continue to grow and develop in these virtual painting sessions. So welcome. And I have been leaving the paints on here on the palette. That's why you're starting to see them slowly start to grow. The layers of the paint slowly start to build on each other. And I have been working on a commission, so I've been just taking the paints off of here and putting it on the palette, and then taking it off the palette and putting it on here. So I do use a different palette when I'm doing studio paintings. This is just the setup that I use for streaming. Hey Jeff. No, I didn't oil out this time. I usually don't oil out for the first color. I usually oil out and the layer after this one when we finish the painting. So again, if you like what you're seeing with this painting and you're interested in owning this painting, and you want to be the first one to have an opportunity to own this painting, it will be available as a special sale on Saturday. If all things go well, this painting should be completed on Saturday. Now, I have to take a step back, and as I always say, let's see here, hold on. Esquire, is it okay to mix oils with alkyds? So if you're asking if it's okay to mix well, I'm trying to figure out what this is. They're all oil paints. I mean, these are oil paints. If you mean non-alkyd oil paints with alkyd oil paints, then yeah, you can mix them. So as I was saying before, I'm going to switch camera angles. So I always recommend to stand back. So if you can stand when you're painting, that's usually better, and try to have your painting at about a 90-degree angle. I have mine set up at a 45-degree angle, so I can't, I'm trying to have somewhat of a decent camera shot with minimum distortion, so that's why I have it set up at a 45-degree angle. Even though you can't see it down here, it is at a 45, but I always recommend to have a 90-degree angle and to stand back as much as possible. So for me, sitting back, I'm noticing that skin tones are a little too pink. And this photo reference, as I said, has been posted in the community section of my YouTube channel. So if you want to paint along with me, as Monique is painting along with us, and she's doing wonderfully, I would recommend, so Monique, since you are painting along with me, I would recommend not making the colors quite as I want to say not quite as kind of sepia. It seems like, if that's how you pronounce it, it seems like the picture has a sepia or sepia filter to it or something. Of course, our photographer here, Stephen, can correct me if I'm wrong. Stephen, it looks like there is a filter to this picture, doesn't it? And I always recommend starting with the forehead. The forehead is a very chillax, very relaxed place to start. It'd be really stressful for me to start off with the eyes and then try to develop it from there. And yet the forehead might be too big, so I'll be adjusting it with the hairline. I missed a question from Glenn. Sorry, I lost internet and I could have missed you answered my question about color. Let me say Glenn. Thanks for pointing that out. I've been looking at the work of Bo Bartlett. His use of color is fantastic. Do you know him? No, Glenn, unfortunately I don't. I find my colors are bland, probably because I'm afraid of color. So apologize, Glenn. I don't know of this painter that you have mentioned. Apologize. But if you're mentioning, so you're saying your colors are bland. I would recommend then if you feel like your colors are too bland, then maybe I would recommend experimenting, pushing your colors beyond what you're used to. For the first layer of color, especially in the online classes, I always recommend to not paint in as much color variation, but rather so I'm going to actually have to mix up the color for the hair. So I would recommend not putting in as much color variation, but instead trying to look for the average color in a given area. Hey Monique, my whites are still a bit wet, so holding off for the time being. That would have happened to me if I didn't use the Alkyds, I feel. And this was completely dry even yesterday. If I wanted to, I could have easily worked on this yesterday. So that's one big advantage of the Alkyds. So I'm actually mixing up intermediate color for the hair, the hairline. Let's see, Monique. The canvas was toned, slightly dark and dried. Could not manipulate too much at first. So, that could be a case where maybe using some of the Alkyds would help as well. Hey, Penelope, Professor, can you explain a little bit the placement of cool and warm... Wait, what? Placement of cool and warm values? So usually the generalization about cool and warm is cool light, warm shadow, warm light, cool shadow. But I kind of don't use those generalizations. When it comes to portraiture, the most complicated lighting is going to be natural lighting, which unfortunately I think is this one, because the the shadows are not as obvious. But that does play a role, cool light, warm shadow, even though I usually don't use it. But I'm just letting you know that it's kind of a standard generalization from most painters. If you see natural light, then the shadows are usually warmer. If it's a warm halogen artificial light, then the shadows are usually lighter. That's why if you're walking along the beach or something and you see it's bright, the sunlight is like bright, it's early in the morning or something like that, the shadows sometimes look kind of bluish. The whole cool light, warm shadow. And the key is contrast. You really want a lot of contrast. Let's see. Hey Steven, it doesn't look like a filter, more of a white balance issue. It is a tad warm, but it may be because of the overcast and low light with a very high shutter speed. All right, our photographer Steven giving us advice on the matter. So I do think that there's definitely something going on with the photograph. So it could be the white balance that they had. I don't know. Esquire, Alkyd is oil based? Question mark. It is oil paint. I'll read the back of the tube out for you. Let's see. So for instance, this is the Griffin Alkyd Ultramarine Blue. This is the color that's over here. So it tells you the pigment, right? So PB29, the vehicle, LIANT, Alkyd resin. Whereas if I compare this to a non-Alkyd, which is, I do have one non-Alkyd on here, the raw umber, this is what it says. It says the pigment number, of course, PBR 7, vehicle LIANT, linseed oil, and safflower oil. So all it is a modification in the oil, but they're both oil paints. So it is an oil paint. Hey Kathy. Yeah, Monique, I would definitely recommend it. It definitely helps with the drying rate. Hey Nader. Colo Loud. And I usually say to work lighter and brighter and with the underpainting. And it's kind of the same deal with the first color layer, I am working lighter and brighter. And I'm building through transparencies. Since the Winsor Newton Griffin Alkyds are not quite as rich as the old Hollands that I was used to, I find myself not having to use quite as much medium just because the oil paint is fairly oily on its own. But when I do use medium, it'll probably be in the shadows or something that's out the paint. And with Alkyds, since I did put Alkyd in the title, didn't I? So I should probably talk more about it. With the Alkyds, I'm cleaning my brushes. I've gotten used to cleaning my brushes more periodically than I would before. Hey Ingrid, so my Griffin Alkyd oil paint, they dry overnight and I can do a layer the next day. This is true. They do dry really quickly and it's such a nice thing to have. I don't know why I didn't try them out sooner. I mean, I had them before. I tell you what, I had the Gamblin version of the Alkyds. Gamblin's version is fast matte. If you recall, in my older videos, I did talk about fast matte a lot, but they were too fast. They dried way too fast. I find that the Griffin, at least over here, it's like what, in the 60s and the 70s Fahrenheit, so it's not too. It's like ideal temperatures, to be honest. It's really nice. The weather's been really nice, despite the crazy rain that we've had all day today. But in any case, temperature-wise, I don't think I was wrong before. I thought because it was really cold, the past few days that was making the paint dry a little bit slower than I was comparing it, and at least in my mind, I was comparing it to the Gamblin version of the Alkyds, and I was wrong. This still dries at a very reasonable rate, even in a warmer temperature. Hey Monique, let's see. So you will avoid the Alkyds on Saturday session, right? Actually, I don't know. I might just do the entire thing with straight Alkyds. The only difference will be I'll use more medium, of course, on Saturday when we finish this painting. And yeah, that's true. And Griffin are under $6 a tube. I will say the cost efficiency is great, but bear in mind that for colors like yellow ochre, Old Holland yellow ochre is like what, $14, $15 over here. At least I shop in Northern Virginia, even though I live closer to DC. I go to the Plaza art store in Vienna. That's where I get my paints from. And the prices I'm talking about are just in that store. But in general, it's the same price, really, whether you're shopping at the Plaza art store or if you're going to Jerry's or something like that. The price difference isn't that large until you're talking the red. That's the huge one, the red. So Cadmium Red Vermilion, I still recommend it over Winsor Red. But to be honest, I mean, it's a great thing to know that the tube isn't that expensive. I feel like I can use more of it without, worrying too much about it. Hey, Neeks, can you please show us the amount of paint you put on your brush. It doesn't seem like you put a lot, and you're correct. I don't put that much. I paint a little bit at a time, so I'm not sure how I can do a close-up. Maybe if I like move it closer to the camera without accidentally painting my camera lens. Oof, that was pretty weird. So yeah, let me mix up this section here for uniques. So titanium white. I will now use a little bit of the cadmium yellow deep. And again, it's a hue, so don't judge me too much. I wanted to get the Winsor yellow, but they were out of it in the store. And like I said, I had a problem with the saturation or lack of saturation in the Winsor red, so hopefully the yellow will help to fix that. And it's not that bright yellow, which actually is a good thing. I might not mind the fact that it's not a straight up cadmium. So let's see if I can move the brush. This is weird. Actually, do you want to see what I'm doing? This might be kind of funny. So my camera is up here, so I'm literally lifting my paintbrush up so you can see it. So all right, so Neeks, it's not in focus because my camera is set to manual focus. Even though it's blurred, you can see there's not a ton. See this? There's not a ton of paint on here. And you're correct. I don't paint with a loaded brush typically. I usually paint like one section at a time. So yeah, I know that must have been one of the most awkward things on camera to have to lift the paintbrush like that. But just for uniques. Yep, I apologize. I can't really adjust the focus because the camera is set to manual focus. So I'm going to clean off the brush a little bit. And I'm going to get a smaller brush. Hey Julie Dan, I want to put your hand behind the brush. That would work if it was set to autofocus, but I have the camera set to manual focus, so I literally have to go up to the camera and twist the lens. But thank you. Thanks, Julie. All right, now I'm gonna put in a little bit of medium there to thin out the paint. Hey Mariah, I use Winsor and Newton here in Utah. They seem to dry within 2 days. Really? Huh. I have nice artist hands. Thanks. Hey Steven, I stopped using Griffin because it was suggested to me that I should use it a little liquid impasto gel added to the paint. Then you have Griffin paint, therefore more control. Interesting. That's good to note. It depends on how you use it, I think. I'm not using it exactly the same as I use my other paints. For instance, I aim to complete paintings a little faster than, I guess these days I'm aiming to complete paintings faster, have them ready to be varnished faster. So everything is kind of fast paced. And that's really one of the biggest things I think that is drawing me towards the Alkyds at the moment. But I mean, it's all relative, to be honest. I mean, if I really felt like it, I could easily just switch back to the Old Holland and the Williamsburg. And even if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't notice the difference until I updated you saying the painting isn't dry yet. We'll stream next time. That was like 2 weeks ago, I think now. Which Monique? I think that's the painting that you own. It was the one titled Art and Magic. That was the one where I had to miss one Wednesday because the paint was still in the middle of drying. So that's when I started to really consider using all of the Alkyds. I mean, minus the raw umber. But yeah, Steven, I can try out the Liquid Impasto. So let's see here. So I do have a painting available for a special sale, and there's something even more special about the special sale. So this painting is available for purchase if you buy it during the live stream. So this one, titled Best Friends, if anyone remembers this one. This was also painted during a virtual painting session. But here's the catch. So for this evening special sale, only during the stream, if purchased during tonight's stream, you will also receive the Sargent study. And I'll sign it here for you, the Sargent study. So this is the painting that is available for purchase. I will say the back side of it has a little rubber sticky thing here. So just letting you know, if you do decide to buy it, this doesn't do any harm. This was just on the back of the panel before, so that doesn't harm anything. But in any case, here's the painting that's available for special sale during the live stream only. And if purchased, you also get the Sargent study. So this was done during one of my YouTube videos quite some time ago. It even still has some of the tape on it on the side. So this was painted, a long time ago, and it hasn't been signed yet. So if it is purchased tonight, I'll sign it. See, it still has some of the tape. But in any case, this is an 8x10 format. As you notice, a lot of the painting studies are now gone, so I only have a couple left, and then I'm going to start to search for more of them. But in any case, if it is purchased, then I will sign it here, my name, and then after Sargent down here during the stream. But that special sale is only for the duration of the stream. Oh, awesome, Monique. Yep, I'm glad you have that painting, the Art and Magic painting. Hey, Mariah, I appreciate your proficiency in getting works done. It's inspiring to me. Oh, thank you. I've been stuck for years, but here I can paint with you. I use it for disciplining a time to paint. Awesome. Hey, Emma. Welcome back. I catch your drift. All right, so now I'm going to leave the underpainting color a little bit for the eyes for now, and I'm going to start to develop the areas around the eyes. Hey, Penelope, how do you work out the planes with more blood flow from the ones with less? Okay, so great question. So Penelope is asking, how would I work out the areas with more blood flow, such as the nose and then the cheekbones and all of that? Usually with glazes, I'm not going to do too much of it in this sitting. So when we finish it, I'm definitely going to work it out with glazes. But what I do, Penelope, is I use the average color of a given area, or I try to approximate the average color. Remember, value is is what you need to describe form. Color is what you need to describe the condition of the light. Now I'm going to be sandwiching the process somewhere in between, because yes, I'm using color, but no, I'm not trying to finish a section in the painting at all. I'm not trying to get the exact color just yet. I'm approximating. So this is kind of how I build the colors. Hey Nacha. Oh wow, it's midnight there. Thanks for joining the live stream. Hey Emma. So skin tones, I'm going to be putting in like the average color in a given area. A little bit less saturated, a little bit less, I guess, less saturated. Kind of approximating the skin tones, making it lighter and brighter so I can layer over it with glazes next time. Good morning. Apologize I can't read your username, but I can read the 2060. Let's see. Hey Steven, I tried it with 2 paintings in succession over several days, and I preferred the way the paint handled with the impasto. So he's talking about the liquid impasto. Awesome. Yeah, I don't quite dislike the way the paint handles, but I will say it did take some getting used to. The Alkyds. Him, and when did I start with art? So I started attending portrait painting and figure painting classes when I was 18. Well, 17, in between 17 and 18. And I am currently 29. But you know, if it wasn't for the streams, I don't think I'd be this efficient, oddly enough. The pressure of the streams definitely helps to paint faster and more efficiently, or I guess effectively, to become more efficient. There's always the hopes that someone will fall in love with the painting that they're seeing on their television or on your smart device or wherever you're watching, and say, hey, I want to own this painting. So those of you watching, you do have the chance to own this painting. And periodically we'll have the link right there for the online classes. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to take your learning with me even further for only $10 a month, please check out the online classes that I have on Patreon. You know, I will say I had one of those moments. There's always those moments where, you know, it varies really. Sometimes you think like, wow, the painting is going great. And then you look at it and you're like, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? I had the opposite moment yesterday, actually. I was doing some computer work. And then I saw my painting. I was like, oh. It's not all that bad. Because yesterday I was under the impression that this painting, I'm not yesterday, but on Monday, I was under the impression that this painting was just awful, and I'm sure somebody's going to tell me it is, but um, like I said, for some reason on Monday, Monday, man, I really struggled. And one could speculate it's because I didn't have my hat. Oh, thanks, Julie, for catching that. So as I said, I have my hat, but I do want to get a like a custom like hat. I guess what should I say? Custom to the YouTube channel, and then you know, I want to have merchandise and all of that added to the Etsy store along with art prints. And as I said, I talked about it a lot with my my fiance. We're interested in making stickers. Stickers of the artworks. I may also change the logo. I found that my logo is not really that catching, the one that you're seeing here. So I may end up changing that too before we start to sell the merchandise, but I don't know. We'll see. Harjot has entered the chat. What's up, Harjot? Hey, Monique. Yeah, it was an off day. Monday was definitely an off day. Nacho. Okay, so Julie, I missed a question from Nacho. Let's see. I'm scrolling and I'm scrolling. Aha. Which painters inspire you the most? All right. Awesome. 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 So I'm going to introduce a crowd question now. And since there was a lot of disdain for my original question, that's almost always who is your favorite painter? Now I'm going to say name your top 3 favorite painters. Top 3 favorite painters doesn't mean that they need to be, in your opinion, your favorite painters of all time. Just what are the top 3 painters that come to mind for you? Again, top 3 painters that you admire that comes to mind the quickest. So for me, of course, it's Nelson Shanks, John William Waterhouse, and John Singer Sargent. So that's my response. So please just type it out, just the 3. I know we're gonna. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Steven worked on 2 paintings today. Was dreading it. Hey, Harjot. Oh yeah, I don't know. So yeah, definitely type out your top 3 favorite artists that come to mind. So again, mine are Nelson Shanks, John William Waterhouse, and then of course Sargent. Because Sargent. And Nelson Shanks because Nelson Shanks. Oh, thank you, Julie, for writing my name in there. Monet and Van Gogh, awesome. Harjot, you broke your leg yesterday? What? You broke your leg yesterday? What the heck? What happened? So we got Velasquez, Goya, Thomas Eakins, awesome. Harjot wrote Kylan Kuhn, Devon Rodriguez. Oh, thanks for writing my name in there too. All right, so as the names start to show up, again, everyone watching this in the future, definitely look through the comments that you're seeing on the screen there, and definitely check out the artists that everyone's mentioning. Hey, horse noise. Welcome. So so everyone that's just joining right now, I introduced a crowd question, which is to name the 3 top painters whose artwork you enjoy that comes to mind first. Yeah, Julie, it is hard to choose. That's why I said just what comes to mind first, because we tend to you know admire so many different artists. So it's more of like a quick question, like a quick response question. I feel like I didn't have the eyes or the bottom of the eyes as dark as I should have last time. So like I said, the juxtaposition of color onto this monochromatic understructure really helps to give us a second chance, basically, to see the values once again. Let's see. So hard, what happened to you, buddy? I was riding a bike and I was trying to avoid people on the sidewalk. You know, social distancing. I was on top of the road hill by the car. The car behind me accidentally bumps me and oh no. That's not good. The person left? Yeah, sorry about that, hard jot. Dang. That's awful. Well, I hope you have I hope you are doing well, given the circumstances. So Monique Rose Franson, Malcolm Lipke, Richard Schmid. Awesome contemporary painters there. I think they're contemporary. Let's see. Horse Noise. A couple of local painters here in Seattle are doing some interesting things. Hey Nacho, when you're not streaming, do you listen to music while you paint? And which type of music do you prefer while painting? I'm a '90s baby, so I like the '90s old school hip hop. That's what I like. But usually I just have Netflix playing. I just finished 72 Dangerous Animals Latin America on Netflix. Netflix is like my go-to. I want to get Hulu so I can watch Futurama. I want to rewatch Futurama. I've already seen it twice, but I want to watch it again. And Bender's like one of my favorite characters of all time. I'm going to ask you all a question. I know that we're still typing the names of our favorite artists, but for some reason, it's like extra hot in the room, which it was freezing the last time. So I'm actually going to turn on my fan, and it's going to sound really loud at first, and then it slows down. So if the fan noise is picking up on the microphone, I want someone to tell me if the fan noise is picking up on the microphone. And if it is, I'll turn off the fan. Let's see. Hey, Hardjot, Hulu is annoying. Oh, really? Then I'll probably just buy Futurama. I really want to watch the Futurama again. So as I said before, everyone, I'm going in one section at a time. And I'm not trying to finish anything, but what I'm doing is I'm adding in a couple more values as I start to add color and basically sharpen things where they need to be sharpened. Hey Steven, I listen mostly 70s and 80s stuff. Or I just say, Alexa, play my likes. Awesome. And we've got Disney Plus. Mariah, 90s hip hop is the only hip hop. I got you. I agree with you. Yeah, I don't really listen to much hip hop after 1997. So I'm not using a mall stick or anything like that because I haven't touched anything here. And it's pretty dry. And since I'm kind of working more of the detailed stuff now, you can see how I'm holding or gripping the paintbrush differently. Hey Harja, did you watch the Simpsons crossover? There was a crossover? I didn't know. The fan noise is okay. The fan is fine. I mean, if it's too loud, I can always just move it further away, but I don't want it to ruin my audio. But it is kind of hot in here. I guess it's just because of all the studio lights. I'm so ready for the winter. It's so much easier to cool. Or no, I got that backwards. It's so much easier to heat a space than it is to cool it. Hey Nacha, oh thank you. I'm glad the audio is good. Let's see if I missed something. Horse nose, you seem to like Sargent. I'm curious to know what you think about Freud. I like Freud's expressionism. He has a unique sense of expressive mark making in his paintings in particular. That's what I really like about Freud. We're talking about, of course, we're talking about Lucian Freud. Hey Monique, so you would not move onto this stage unless you were sure of your underpainting? Not necessarily. In theory, yeah. You know, if this was an online lesson, you know, if this was like Project 6 or something, then I would suggest to spend longer in the underpainting than I did. But in practicality, sometimes I just, even if I don't think I'm ready, I just move into the color. I really like color, mixing color. That's why I usually don't spend that long on a monochromatic painting. The exception being the pearl earring painting that we completed for Project 3 in the online classes. That underpainting had more than one layer. I usually don't put more than one layer for the underpainting. Hey Edward Soto. Hey, I asked this before, but sadly I think the link you sent me. Can you type out where you got those aluminum panels you used a few streams ago? Yeah, I can do that. So I bought them from Jerry's Artorama. I will say though, with those aluminum panels, so there's the name, Edward Soto for you, Jerry's Artorama. Some of the panels came in pretty damaged, so that's one of the reasons I haven't really purchased from Jerry's in a while. Also, my yellow ochre came kind of squished. I bought my yellow ochre Old Holland from there, and it also came kind of squished. I mean, nothing wrong with Jerry's. It's just that after the panels arrived kind of damaged, I kind of didn't want to purchase from them again, except for linen. I'm gonna purchase linen rolls from Jerry's for sure. I ordered a huge roll of cotton canvas a long time ago, Edward, and they arrived perfectly fine. I think it's just the smaller boxes that tend to get kind of squished. Hey Waro Waro, welcome back. I'm glad you're excited for this stream. Hey Nacha, is there one or several quotes that inspire you a lot? I'm kind of basic when it comes to quotes. I mean, obviously I like Nike, just do it. I try to keep that mentality in my head a lot. I like Bob Ross's quote. You know what, Nacha, that's a very interesting question. So another crowd question coming from Nacha. So Nacha, your question is so great. I'm going to turn it into a crowd question and ask everyone what quotes, I want to say particularly inspiring quotes. What quotes, I guess that's kind of obvious in the question, but what quotes inspire you the most? And for me, I'm kind of basic. I like the Nike, just do it. I like the Rocky Balboa quote about how no one's gonna punch you as hard as life, and things like that. So what are your favorite quotes, everyone? I'm curious. I also like life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Let's see who knows where that one's from. 10 points to whoever answers the movie correctly. Hey Steven, I was looking at Caravaggio today as I have an idea. I'm going to paint something of his. However, his painting is 25 feet wide, so I'm looking to do elements on several canvases. Yep, we're actually going to get into that in the online classes too. That's why, so today's lesson was on perspective in the practical figure drawing section of the online classes. So we are actually going to make it towards full compositions with multiple elements pretty soon. Waro Waro, there you go. Shout out to you. Waro for getting my Forrest Gump quote, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Let's see. Yeah, Mariah, you like just do it too. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Mara Ruiz, this is true. I like that quote as well. There's a Nelson Shanks quote. I'm trying to remember it. Nelson Shanks quote. You can't make a major difference doing things in a minor way. That's one of Nelson Shanks' quotes. There's a lot of Sargent quotes. Every time I paint a portrait, I lose a friend. So if this is true, if every time I paint a portrait, I lose a friend, says Sargent, I have painted me. I've painted how many portraits now? How many portraits? How many friends do I have? You do the math. So every time I paint a portrait, I lose a friend. Yep, happy little accidents is a good one too. Let's see, Harjat. You are the only real obstacle in your path to fulfilling it. You gotta be hungry. This is true. You know that I remember that one from somewhere. Awesome quotes, everyone. I really like this question. It's interesting how many of these quotes are going to be coming from movies. Hey Edward, I don't know who said this, but my favorite quote is, "There is no one better at what you do than you, so go ahead and do it." Awesome. That's a really good quote there. Hasta la vista, baby is from Forrest Gump. What? I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm very curious. I want to see all of these quotes that everyone has. Horse noise. All my patience has gone into my work, leaving none for my life, Lucian Freud. I heard someone say a quote similar to that to me as well. And then you're writing, which is funny to me since he had 14 kids. Oh, wow. Hey, Julia, live each day as if it's your last. This is true. Very deep, very deep. Philosophical. Yeah, I mean, I usually tell myself tomorrow's never a promise today, so you never know. And, yeah, I probably elongated her nose again. I really hope not, but I probably did. Ah, yes. We're still good. We're still good. Good. Is your lemonade half full or half empty? Well, we always have to say half full, right? Hey Stephen, the reason I mention is I found some works by Italian painter from 16th century I never heard of. Agostino Carracci, from the Carracci family. Awesome. Waru, comparing yourself to others is a path that loops into itself. This is true. Hey Karam, so Karam, if you want to join in, we're all writing our favorite quotes, and we're getting a lot of very deep and philosophical quotes here, so this is kind of awesome. So Karan, feel free to, I probably mispronounced your name there, sorry. Feel free to write your favorite quotes. Hey Mariah, yep, busting out the calipers. That's true. I'm not taking any chances with this one. My story, so Harja, my story is a lot like yours. Only more interesting because it involves robots. Where does this one come from? Is this Futurama? I think it is. It's got to be Futurama. As I said, I haven't seen Futurama in so long. I want to rewatch it. Oh yeah, thank you, Julie, for pointing that out. I do have a painting available for a special sale, and the special sale is a special sale, because if you do purchase the painting that's available for special sale in tonight's stream, you will also get the Sargent study in your box. 2 paintings for the price of 1. So, thanks for pointing that out, Julie. So here is the link. I'm going to pin it And again, the painting that is available for special sale is this one right here, painted in one of our previous virtual painting sessions, titled Best Friends, 11 by 14 inch oil on panel. And again, special sale right here. Special sale. If purchased during tonight's stream, you will also receive the Sergeant's Study. This is true. You will also receive the Sergeant's Study along with the painting. So if you do decide to purchase this painting during today's stream, that was painted in one of the previous virtual painting sessions. I mean, come on. I even engraved my name in here in the painting. Not literally engraved it, but made it look 3D because one of you mentioned to make it look 3D. Again, this is a light effect. It doesn't mean that the painting was actually, Anyway, so if you do purchase this one, you will also get this one in the box as well. The Sergeant's Study that was also painted in a previous YouTube video. So that's a special sale tonight. Hey Mariah, by going out of your mind, you come to your senses. Alan Watts. Awesome. The very famous, very famous philosopher. Hey Charles Ward, looks like a marble statue coming to life by magic. Oh, thank you. Waro Waro, so what happens to my paintings now that I've used olive oil to paint with them? Kind of worried now. You know what, Waro Waro, what I would do is, okay, number one, it is true that olive oil is not it's not a drying oil. But Waro Waro, what I would do, if you've already completed the painting, frame it with a glass frame. Frame it with a glass frame. Make sure that, of course, the glass is not resting too firmly on your painting, and in the back of your painting in the frame mention that it was painted with olive oil. I had to think about this one a lot myself because I did have one painting that someone recommended that I use olive oil, and then everyone here on YouTube actually taught me not to do that. So just frame it with a glass frame. That's the best advice I think I can come up with, at least on the spot. Well, it's actually not on the spot. I had thought about that same question that you asked before, but I ended up just discarding my paintings. But you can still save your paintings if you frame them with the glass. That will protect it. I don't know if it goes rancid, Waro Waro, but my favorite, what I would do is definitely frame it with the glass. Edward Soto, another one of my favorite quotes is, save your color best for the end, at the end of the process, from the YouTuber that everyone always suggests here. Awesome. Valentine's Day is coming. Oh crap, I forgot to get a girlfriend again. I feel like, is that Fry? I think Fry said that. 10 points to me if I got that right. Let's see. Monique, yay, just found a large unopened tube of Holbein's quick drying white. Can use this for my underpaintings. Yes, you can. You can use it for your underpaintings. Fry. So Albert, that was from Fry. Awesome. Although I will say my favorite character is definitely Bender. I remember watching that show on Cartoon Network. I my bed when I was a kid was like a bunk bed. The bottom was a desk, and I always remember on the top of the bunk bed watching Futurama at like 12 in the morning or something, and then having to wake up and then go to school at like 7 a.m. Those were the days. But I guess now it's a little different, huh? Hey Albert, I don't know. I don't know, Albert. Um, yeah, feel free to type your question again. No, sometimes it's a technical issue. Hey Waru Waru, also do hot and cold pressed oils matter when it comes to painting with a medium? I usually use cold pressed linseed oil. Edward, no, olive oil as a medium is typically not archival. But does anyone have any more of their favorite quotes? I really like that conversation. We can also change the question up to your favorite quotes from artists. So like I mentioned, Sargent, his quote, "Every time I paint a portrait, I lose a friend." Hey Harjot, put a timer on when you chat. So people can't, oh. I didn't notice anyone did spam. See, that's how good that's how good our moderators are. I don't even notice any of the spam. I don't think we're getting too much spam though. It's usually the start of a painting, I think, where it's the largest crowd. Ingrid, Samantha and Bewitched painted a painting without paint by twitching her nose. Oh. Oh yeah, I got you, Harja. I think that was like probably I don't know. You're right. Hey Steven, the movie quote from 1974 I always remember. If your skin doesn't crawl, it's on too tight. Awesome. Hey War, lay in the large shapes first, then go for the details. James Gurney. Hey Hidori, if I send you my paintings, can you give me some feedback? Not only can I give you feedback, but I can give you feedback in the format of a video. That's actually how we do the virtual classroom in the online classes. Again, they are only $10 a month, but really that's the best way that I can give feedback, and it's a technique of giving feedback that I've been refining for some time now. I use a drawing app. Everyone in the online classes has the ability to send me images each week. The virtual classroom always airs on, I guess I shouldn't say airs, it's always uploaded on Tuesday night, every Tuesday, on a Tuesday. So yeah, that's the best way. Because to give advice on a painting through text, that's how I used to do it. I used to write out like detailed paragraphs and things like that, and I found that it's just so much more useful to do the critiques or to give advice in a video format where you can actually see your painting in the video. And then I take a screenshot of my suggestions that I make for online students, and then I post those screenshots for online students to download and have for their to continue their paintings. Hey Julie, it's what it is. My own quote for life's ups and downs. That's true. Hey Randy Nichols, hi, first time member. Since I don't have flake white, can I use zinc white? You can. Now some will say that zinc white has can flake, but I think it should be fine. But I mean, if you can, I would probably use Gamblin's flake white replacement. Well, I mean, for instance, I'm using Griffin Alkyd titanium white, so it doesn't have to be flake white. So Randy Nichols, since it's your first time, Randy Nichols, I have switched camera angle to give you a welcoming shout out to the virtual painting sessions. I hope that you will like the virtual painting sessions. Again, we're always here. Well, we're kind of always here. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday around 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. May the force be with you. All right. So yeah, everyone, what's your favorite quotes from artists? So like I have a lot of Nelson Shanks and John Singer Sargent quotes. You know, Nelson Shanks saying you can't make a major difference doing things in a minor way. Sargent saying every time I paint a portrait, I lose a friend. Sargent would also say that the details on the face are like spots on an apple. In general, I tend to agree with that the details are usually not that useful in the beginning. It's only now, however many hours later, that I'm starting to add more refinement. So what are your favorite artist quotes? I see dead people. Okay, Steven. That's definitely from Scary Movie, the first one, I think. Hey, Hardjot, do you work elsewhere to support your art career? At the moment, no. Again, I'm a full-time painter and teacher. Painter, teacher, YouTube, video uploader, creator person. And I'm hoping that the online classes continue to grow. That's really what I'm hoping, is that our community continues to grow. And our community has grown so much, and it's such a wonderful thing to have. And really, it's through all of your support, everyone here, especially everyone in the online classes, everyone that's purchased the painting from me, everyone that's here consistently in the streams. It's really thanks to you that I can do this full time. And yep, the online classes are definitely growing. Let me see if I missed any. Hey Hardjack, can you bring in warm or cool colors? Is that a quote? I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Do or do not. There is no try. That's a good one too. Yep, Ingrid, we are definitely growing, thankfully. Alright. So let me continue to develop this painting. I'm gonna sit back and continue to double check. I don't know why this painting has given me as much trouble as it has. Hey, Steven, I could say it in words. Would, if I can say it in words, there would be no reason to paint. Oh, that's a good one. Now that is a really good quote. Edward Hopper quote. Awesome. If I could say it in words, there would be no reason to paint. And I usually say, well, at least I used to say something along the lines of painting is a form of conveying things. I can't remember how I used to say it, but I used to say something similar. But as painters, I mean, that's our one of our ultimate goals. Is to be able to convey something that can't be conveyed in words. And it's really the visual experience. That's a big part of painting, if not the most important part. And remember, painting is all appearances. Rarely do we get to say that, but painting is pretty much all appearances. Hey, Danielle. Yep, welcome to the live stream. So, Danielle, we've been talking a lot about our favorite quotes. So right now we're actually talking about our favorite artist quotes. So, Danielle, if you have any favorite artist quotes that you have in mind, feel free to contribute to the chat. Have no fear of perfection, you'll never reach it. Salvador Dali. That's a good quote. Waro Waro, you probably should try casein soon. It's like a milk-based version of gouache. It's even older than oil paint. What? Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. Let's see. Hey, Harjot. You disliked the stream? Why? What did I do? What did I do? Let's see. I just cringed. You just... what did I do to Master Yoda? What did I do to the Yoda quote? Oh, well, apologize, Harjot. Hey, Ingrid. Oh, I'm glad that the red is looking good in the mixtures. Hey, Nacho, the greatest danger for most of us is not that our aim is too high and we miss it, but that it's too low and we've reached it. Oh, interesting. Hey, Milika, so Bob Ross, the tree wants to live here. You can do anything in your painting. It's yours. This is true. Art is never finished, merely abandoned, by Da Vinci. Wow, all these great quotes. Oh, what is this? Oh, another question. How long has everyone been painting? Oh, wow, Kathy, you've only been painting for 6 months? Wow. I gotta say, I'm really happy with my online students. Wow, you've only been painting for six months. And you've learned that much in 6 months, Kathy? Wow. Excellent. Hey Marshall, 60 years? Wow. Hey Nacho, where do you find your portrait references? Like this one? I go to copyright free, meaning no copyright, images, mainly Unsplash. Unsplash. I'll type it out here. So if you look up unsplash.com, there are many images, copyright free images. The problem is it's very hard to find the right images to use for paintings. That's the only drawback, really. Hey Monique, been drawing and painting on and off for 20 plus years, and consistently long stretches in between. Awesome. Hey Stefan, started during the first lockdown here in April, so about 6 to 7 months. Oh wow. How many of you did start painting after the lockdown happened? I'm curious. When the lockdowns first started, I got reacquainted with Nintendo 64. And the paint handling is really opaque at this point. I know I haven't been talking about the Alkyd colors as much, so I want to explain something. The red, the Winsor red, is the only drawback to the Alkyds. It's not bright enough, so I do have to use a little bit more of it, but it's not too much of an issue, to be honest. I just thought I would mention that. Hey Ingrid, the Rembrandt template. Oh yes, I must do that. I cannot sleep tonight until I finish that Rembrandt template. Thank you so much for reminding me. I'm going to write it down, like, right now. When is the best... let's see... Oh, yep, now is the best time to start painting. That is true. Hey Monique, do you have this to cite the Unsplash image when you post it on YouTube or Facebook? If you post the image on its own, then you do have to cite it. That, believe it or not, is a edited version of the one that is on Unsplash. And by edited, I mean it is pixelated. So I actually don't have the highest resolution image there for my photo reference. And I usually don't have the highest resolution images for my photo references. I like to have the photo reference a little bit pixelated. But yes, if you do post the image, I mean there's even some that will take a picture from Unsplash, apply some like Photoshop editing to it, and then sell it as a print. I've seen that actually on Etsy. And if you're allowed to do that, then there's no worries with painting. And it's cropped. Yeah, Steven, that's right. And it's cropped. Hey, Doreen. Doesn't the image have a slight tilt in her head and squint in her eyes? Yeah, probably. I butchered the daylights out of this one in the beginning. But I've taken it to a point where it's within my error tolerance. So I'm not going to chase it. I'm not going to chase the tilt of the head or anything like that. But you're right, there is more of a tilt. And the eyes could be squinting a little more. But at this point I can live with the differences. I'm not really going to chase it too much, but you're right, there are differences there. Hey Stefan, it was actually Bob Ross on Netflix that influenced me to pick up a brush. Awesome. Hey, more to more, Duncan. Oh, thank you. I mean, I've been painting for a very, very long time. Well, I guess not too long in terms of years. I've only been painting for what 2009. We're in 2020, so 11 going on 12 years painting. But I gotta say, I feel like I have been fortunate to have the teachers that I've had. As I always say, you can learn these concepts on your own, but with the right teachers, you can learn them much, much faster. Let's see, I missed a question from Natcha. Thanks, Julie. I'm going to scroll. What is your best advice for an art student? Okay, so my best advice for an art student is to paint self-portraits or to draw self-portraits. I would highly suggest to do as many self-portraits, and what I suggest is to do self-portraits from mirrors, to paint from mirrors. Now, that's my advice on what you can do like immediately. Another thing that you can do is to seek out the best training that you possibly can find. Online, of course, because everything is different these days, but there are many places where you can seek out online training. I realize I talk about my classes a bit too much, so again, there are many places where you can find training online. But again, I have my online community, my online student community is $10 a month. There are other options out there, of course, but I'm really proud of my students. I will say, my students have gone so far in such a short amount of time, really. It's such a wonderful thing. So two words of advice: self-portraits, and try to seek the right online training. And yes, there's our link, the link to the online classes there. A more to more. I only draw women. I want to draw more dudes. Actually, what is it, project 4? Yeah, we're painting my buddy Mo for project 4 from one of the pictures that I took a long time ago when I was running portrait painting sessions before this whole pandemic happened. So we are painting a male model in my online classes. Actually, 2. The Rembrandt. We're painting a Rembrandt right now in the online classes as well. So we always have multiple projects going on in the online classes, but we are painting more male models as well. Hey Jeff, I watched your YouTube visit to Incominati. Fascinating. Oh, thank you for watching that. That was back in the daily days. Oh, thank you for watching that. I thought that those videos were buried in history and no one would watch them, but thanks for watching that. That was a really fun trip. Jeff. I wish I could do that trip again. Hey Marshall, someone once quoted, "If you paint a perfect picture, take out your camera and snap if you want to paint a perfect picture, take out your camera and snap away." This is true. Hey Steven, I read all, and I mean all the terms and conditions on Unsplash, both the UK and the US versions, on what you may and may not do with the images. Some are very ambiguous. This is true. From my understanding on their website, they basically just don't want you to say that you took the pictures. From what I read. Hey Kevin, does she have a bit more chin up? Possibly, yeah. I'll probably just leave it as is, or I may, you're right, I may adjust the chin actually. Yeah, I'm probably gonna push that up a little bit. Oh, thanks Monique for your comment about the YouTube videos. More. What do you think of what do you think of digital YouTube artists who just trace and use color pickers for flesh tones? Cheating or not? I'm gonna respond to this one directly using my caliper. Why? I don't know. Let me put the caliper down. I don't really think that, at least for me, as a painter, to have so much experience painting, I don't really find it to be something that I can justifiably say that one person's painting is cheating or not. After all my experience, I've come to terms with art is a very broad spectrum thing. I feel like art is one of those few things in life that really doesn't have a definition to it. At least that's what I think. So to each their own is what I'm going to say. I mean, if you want to create a painting where you have this huge canvas and maybe you put like a dot on the canvas and then you sell it for like $1 million or something like that, all the power to you. I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine. I mean, if you want to, get this great big canvas and then spend like 72 hours on it painting a really, really finished painting and then end up having to sell it for like $30, it's up to you. I mean, it's really just down to the art market, to be honest. Unfortunately, it's really down to the art market and what everyone is willing to see, what everyone's willing to buy. But for the art itself, I think that to each their own. Every individual is different, and everyone can gain the tools that they need to create their paintings or to create whatever they want to create. I feel like everyone needs to have the training, but once you have the training, and obviously training and learning is an ongoing thing, but once you have that information, you can do whatever you want with your art. I'm not one to say that something is cheating or not cheating. And believe me, I've heard many arguments about this in the past, like heated arguments. It's pretty funny, actually, now that I think about it. Let's see. Danielle. Well, he's not an artist, but it's my favorite quote. There are 2 days that you will always remember. The day you were born and the day you find out why. Mark Twain. That's very interesting there. Huh. That makes me think a little bit. Thanks, Danielle. Hey, SPNA, Spanna. Hi, Party. Thank you so much for these live videos. One thing that frustrates me is how rough/dry oil paint feels. I try to use more of the stand oil with solvent, but it feels so dry when I paint on the larger areas. Any advice? I would double check the brands of the paint that you have. Maybe it's a thing with the brands. Or sometimes it can just be the conditions in the studio. Or maybe it's just getting used to the feeling of the oil paint. I mean, it is a little bit kind of difficult to move sometimes when it's in between drying. So it could be just something to get acclimated to. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. Let's see. Hey, Kevin. And why are self-portraits always recommended? Is it just the ease of subject or spotting details? So, I know I'm answering a lot of questions directly, but when I get a really a good question like that, I do feel like I have to talk to you directly. So, self-portraits. It's a way of recording your self-portraits is a way of recording not only your appearance, but recording your appearance and your skill level as a painter at the same time. So that's one really nice thing about self-portraits. Another thing is it gives you the opportunity to work from life for a prolonged period of time, a really long period of time. I mean, obviously, right? A long period of time. So self-portraits not only gives you that ability to work from life indefinitely, but it also records your skill level at your current appearance or your current age or something like that. Because you definitely see that a lot in various Rembrandt self-portraits. You see that a lot in Sargent self-portraits. You see how their techniques evolve and change over time as they age over time, which is a very amazing thing to see, in my opinion. You even see that with Raphael. If you look at a lot of Raphael self-portraits throughout his lifetime. So that was a good question. Good question. Hey, Stefan. Do you think it's more who you know and who you are in the art world in terms of sales? Like a nice niche, put that anywhere it sells. So many great artists slave for nothing, question mark. I think it's sometimes it's knowing the right people. For instance, I'm gonna ask everyone a question later. I don't feel right asking the question while the painting looks like this. So I'll be asking you a question. I think some of you that are in the online classes knows what I'm going to ask at let's say on Saturday. When it comes to knowing the right people, but I'll talk more about that on Saturday. Yep, no problem, Kevin. Glad that helped you out. Oh, wait, you're responding to someone else. Never mind. Alright, so now I'm going to correct the chin with a line. At least I'll try to, at least. And now I'll get a bigger brush and start to paint in the more broad plane that I left here on purpose. Hey Marshall, is there an artist network? Artist network. I mean, social medias are a really strong one. Hey, more to more. It's no coincidence some of the famous artists just happen to live in New York and Los Angeles. It's all networking. That's true, but thanks to the internet, I'm hoping I make it out there, like big time, make it in the future, and really that's gonna be up to you. Um, you're my golden ticket, really. So, like the example I just used myself, the internet is a huge resource now, and it's becoming more and more diverse in terms of the artwork that one sees. Wow, we just got a lot of questions in, so I may have missed something, but let me see. SPNA, thank you for your answer. Could new brushes be causing the rough texture? And yes, I did rinse them with water before using. Before I did get pretty good brands such as Gamboge and Williamsburg. It could be that the brushes are too stiff as well. This brush is very close to being retired into a scrubby scrub brush. But sometimes the brush it can shovel the paint too much if it's too thick or too stiff. Hey Monique, oh thank you. Hey Monique, question for everyone. Does anybody buy / collect paintings of a certain genre, theme, subject matter, or display? I'm very curious about that too. Any art collectors here? Wink wink. Are there any art collectors in the audience here? The hair is going to make a huge difference when we finally get to the hair. So I'm going to paint this area down here really quickly, and then we'll move into the hair in the background. Hey Mariah, that brush looks like my college brush from 1992. Yeah, this brush has taken a beating, and I will say, now that I've been using the Alkyds, the brushes have been taking an extra beating. But that's another reason I'm glad that I don't spend that much on brushes. I spend more with the painting support, so the surfaces that I use. It's not that the panels are that expensive, but I prioritize my paints and my painting surfaces over the brushes. Brushes I can more or less just use my fingers to paint if I want to. Not saying that high quality brushes are not necessary, they are, but if I'm gonna pay less money for something, it's probably gonna be on the brushes. Yes, I just blew that up. I'm gonna change. I lost the plane here, so. Let's see. Charles, has anyone commissioned you to paint them from life, not counting family members volunteering to model? I don't think so. No. I have done some commissions where I did paint. I requested to paint from life a long time ago. I mean, I would very much enjoy to do that. Okay, let's see. Hey Stefan, I agree with the networking in terms of making your name, but I feel like there's a fine line with networking with your peers and hustling slash painting with trends like TikTok. That's what's fashionable. I still haven't. I don't know what a TikTok is, but I think that's another type of YouTube or something like that. But I don't know. Let me see. I know I've missed a bunch of questions, but at this point, if I try to read all of them, it's going to take me like 20 minutes. Hey, Stefan. No, I'm not really familiar with that one. I tell you what, since we're talking about art, you know, the sales and all that stuff, bet you thought I was going to market my painting that's available for sale right now, huh? You thought, but no. I'm going to talk about something different. So again, I feel like artists that make it into the history books. Now, there's obviously a lot more involved in this, but I feel like painters that do something or artists that do something that has never been done using following what's going on in current times, I guess during their time period. Like Caravaggio was like one of the first, obviously not the first, but one of the first to paint everyday life in context to a classical style. Sargent was definitely not the first to paint like Sargent. I mean the expressive style, but he was probably one of the first to I guess incorporate that into the commission work that he did. I mean, if you think about it in history, I mean, Monet and everyone else that made it into the history books, they kind of followed with the times, but did something different, something that had never been seen before. So I'm hoping, I don't know who in their right mind would put as much time into painting videos as I have. I don't know how many. And I'm hoping that I'll be known for this as my art. What I've been doing all along, combining painting and video. I'm hoping. I don't know anyone that's done this as extensively. Obviously Bob Ross. But even Bob Ross, I mean, if he didn't have his... YouTube didn't exist. I don't think it did. Or it wasn't as big back then. So I feel like I'm doing something that hasn't been done before. And I'm hoping that will help me get into the history books. I'm hoping. But here's the hoping, right? But yeah, let me look at the questions. Hey Monique, sorry, didn't mean to draw away from your painting. Oh no, you're good. Hey Julie, thank you for pointing out that I missed a comment. I missed 9NE from Espana. Let me go up here. I'm scrolling to try to find Espana. Can you please recommend some good art brush sets? By the way, funny how you always spell out my name. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Good art brush sets. I do have a brush set linked in the description. It's linked to Princeton brushes. The Princeton acrylic brushes in particular. So if you scroll down to the description, or if one of the moderators wants to copy and paste that link for me, I have that in the description. So thank you, Julie, for pointing that out. Hey, Julie, I think you are definitely one of a kind. Oh, thank you. You are the only artist I've found who does these live streams. Oh. I mean, I know, I mean, I don't know, but I speculate that other painters are doing streams like this, but I don't know how many other painters have put this much time into this. I don't know. Usually painting videos that I find on the internet are edited, highly edited. They're highly edited or they're time-lapsed, which is perfectly fine, but I mean, I feel like everyone does that. So, you know, back to what I was talking about before. And I mean, in art, it's like one of the best things to be, I guess, quote unquote, to be the ugly duckling, which is what I feel like I've always been. I feel like I've always been the ugly duckling. I feel like I've always been like that awkward person, that awkward kid in class for the longest time until I started doing art. And then I started meeting other artists. And I was like, hey, we're all awkward as well. And then I got kind of used to just being the way I am. Hey Julie, thanks for posting this. There it is. So there's the link to the brushes. Hey Monique, you put a lot of effort into yours, I can tell, because I watch a lot of others that... Oh, well, thanks, Monique. Hey, Stephen, but if you look at it, Caravaggio, for example, didn't really become popular until the 1920s. Same with Bouguereau. I think Bouguereau was actually pretty popular during his time. It's just that he had a really bad fallout because of, you know, Picasso and all of them that were deliberately trying to bring him down. But Bouguereau, I think he was pretty popular in his time. The interesting thing is the Impressionists were also very popular during their time as well. And they're usually referred to as the ones that weren't popular until like now. Hey Jeff, a lot of people never really find out who they are. Congrats. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, everyone definitely be yourself. Definitely be yourself. Don't feel like you have to look a certain way or speak a certain way or be a certain way. Be yourself. The more you can be yourself, the more it will show in your art as well. And there we have the link to the Amazon link for the set of paintbrushes. Hey Mariah, progress is the distance to make it great. To be humble, do. That's what makes an artist. Awesome. Hey Abel, I want to paint like Robert Ferry. Alright, I have to look that one up. Alright. So I'm going to move through this part of the painting really quickly so we can get to the hair. And I'm going to have to lift this so I can see. You know, another thing that I want to point out about my particular approach to painting and what you've been seeing for so many years is that I have a lot of experience painting from life, from nature, from live models. And in fact, when I was younger, I almost never wanted to paint from photographs. I didn't even know how to paint from photographs. And I will say that not only here, but especially in the online classes, I explain everything as if I was painting from a live model. That is, you never really hear me say copy. I always say interpret. I always use, I almost never use site size. So I always try to get this experience as close as possible to painting a live model. And I guess I don't talk about that enough, but I probably should talk about that a little more. Hey Marshall, I am both timid and arrogant. So being timid and arrogant, awesome. I don't know. I feel like I'm a mix between like extremely goofy and extremely serious. So I'm gonna move with the quickness, and I'm gonna add the layer of hair either later tonight or in the next sitting. But I definitely want to get a move on with, at least with the hair. I feel like this is gonna be a troubling area, so I'm just gonna cover it quickly, and not put too much. I may actually cover the hair sooner than I thought, just because this is something's up with this. Like it doesn't work. And I think it's this arm. So I'm going to have to figure that out later. Now I'm going to move into the hair. Let's see. Hey Jeff, have you ever spoken with Shanks? Yep, I got to meet him. I got to meet Nelson Shanks in my lifetime. I was so happy. I didn't really have a long conversation with him, but I remember asking him a lot of questions, but I remember for the most part I was asking him, if it was even possible to, become a successful artist in these days. And I was basically asking him because I had a lot of doubts, and I still kind of have a lot of doubts whether it's possible to make it as far as someone like him did. And I remember him saying something along the lines of he would always respond with very quick and very meaningful answers. I remember him saying something along the lines of, you only go as far as you take yourself. So I guess that kind of stuck with me, that mentality of, working as hard as you can. But I should have written down what he said. I wish I could have studied with him. Hey Randy, just thought I'd say I've learned from your advice that you have given to others. It's helped me with my confidence. Oh, thank you, Randy. I'm glad that has helped you. Hey Spina, I think you probably is honestly the most honest artist on YouTube who elaborates so much on painting techniques. I think I'm going to sign up for the class. Oh, thank you. And it's pronounced as Sapna. Okay, Sapna. Sapna. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce your name. Thank you for your wonderful comment, Sapna. Let's see. Sorry, I can't read your username. I'm always lost when you guys speak about Alkyd and stuff because I'm not a painting artist. But I'm learning. I'm more of a sketchbook artist. I use paper and pencil. So Alkyd, Alkyd is a fast dryer. I think Stephen wrote down the formal definition of what Alkyd is and where it's derived from. From my understanding, it's very highly archival. From what I've heard, it is a fast dryer. Basically, Alkyd is an oil painting. Alkyd oil paints is a fast drying type of oil paint. And of course, I still have to adjust that chin. And I've always believed in being as honest and transparent when it comes to life. I think it just makes life so much more enjoyable. I don't really hide any mistakes here or try to hide anything in the art process. You see all the mistakes and everything. Let's see. Hey Spina. Oh no, you don't have to apologize. You can ask as many art questions as you would like to. Spina. Is Flake White considered archival? Yep, it is very archival. Some would say, arguably so, that Flake White could be even more archival than titanium, arguably. So Spina and everyone else, if I miss your comment or something, it's just because I'm painting and the comment moves too fast for me to be able to reach it in time. But yeah, you don't need to apologize for asking questions. I mean, that's what I like about this experience, the virtual painting sessions. Believe it or not, I think the first virtual painting session is now like 2 months old. So we've been here for more than 2 months now, I think. And it's so much fun to be able to communicate with everyone and to have this experience, because before I started doing this, I wasn't really able to get to all the comments because I'm someone that takes a long time to type out a comment or a response. It takes me forever to type it out, but I like that I can have the ability to respond to you quickly. And not only that, but I mean, again, this gives me the ability to talk to you directly. So I can change camera angles, I can adjust the size of the photo reference. It's more engaging. So I mean, I really like this setup, and I hope that you're liking it too. Hey Monique, she kind of has Jessica Chastin chin. in the photo. I'm definitely messing up her chin a lot, huh? But I mean, that's all right. I'll get it eventually. Hey Jeff, have any of the students you went to school with become successful in the art world as well? As well. Oh, thank you. I think that's implying that I'm successful. I mean, I'm not living comfortably by any means, but I'm trying to get there. Students that I've so if you want to look up one of my colleagues that I went to school with, I'll type out her name in a second. She is a painter that lives in India now. Her name is Snehal. If you want to look up Snehal Snehal Page, or it's typed Page. If you want to look up Snehal, I actually went to school with her. She was a level 3 student when I was a level 1 student in Studio in Caminati. She also lived in the same building that I lived in when I was attending Studio in Caminati. I lived with an artist named Robin Fry. So I'm going to type out her name here. Definitely check out their artwork as well. Robin Fry, it's spelled Frey, but it's pronounced Fry. So I consider them to be both very accomplished painters. So Snehal, Page, Robin Fry. So I lived with Robin Fry, and Snehal also lived with Robin Fry back when I was in Philadelphia. So they are colleagues of mine if you want to check them out. Hey Spina, love this live setup. Don't like typing out as well since it takes me forever. By the way, much love from Toronto. Oh, thank you. Hey Lee, why don't you apply for Portrait Artist of the Year contest? That's a good idea. Good idea. That actually ties into what I'm going to ask you all on Saturday. I'm going to ask you a big question on Saturday. Not today, because I don't feel like the painting is good enough for me to ask you what I'm going to ask you. But I mean, I have applied to painting competitions. I've been rejected multiple times from Portrait Society of America and from Art Renewal Center. I won first place in a local art competition. I forgot to mention a long time ago in Howard County, Maryland. But I mean, it was a small competition, and one of my art friends actually submitted the image for me, so I didn't even know. They were like, "Hey, you won a competition." I was like, "What? I didn't apply to anything." They were like, "Yeah, you did." Well, I applied for you. So one of my art friends applied for me, and I ended up winning first place at a local art show. A long time ago. Hey Steven, no, I don't think I'm going to ask the question this time. I don't think the painting is good enough for me to ask the question. Hey Monique, the red tones in the hair almost look like a glaze. Yeah, you're right. They're kind of glaze-ish. Although I didn't intend them to be, but that just goes to show you how thin the paint is. Let's see. What have I missed? Hey, Blue Dragon, I believe that in painting, you don't need to be very good at painting technique, but be different in some way, some personal and unique aspect on your creations. This is true. But I don't know, I always try to pursue excellence. That's like one of my favorite things, to try to be better and better. Oh, awesome, Monique. Hey, Lilu, you're not familiar with P-A-O-T-Y? Watch an episode on YouTube. It's amazing. I haven't checked it out, but Portrait Artist of the Year. I think that's what that acronym is for. Yeah, I haven't seen it or anything, so I'll check it out. Hey, Ellie. Hey, ERT Chimpanzee, is she your friend? No, I have no clue who this is. This is from Unsplash. So this is a copyright-free image. Oops. Yeah, I don't recommend doing what I just did. Well, the problem with Alkyd is if it gets on your hand, they can start to dry on your hand. And at first I thought it was hilarious, but it gets irritating on my fingers. Hey, Julie. It's almost 1 a.m. here, so I'm going to go as I've got to get up in the morning. Yeah, of course. So good night, Julie. Again, thank you so much for being such a wonderful moderator here. Hey, Stephen. I won many photography competitions. One of my photographs was even on display in the New York Public Library in an exhibition that toured the USA. Oh, wow. Awesome. Yeah, I did see your photographs. They're really, really excellent compositions. So as I always say with hair, I tend to look for planes, and I'm actually going to mix, since this is a different local color for the hair, I'm actually going to mix it in a different puddle. Hey, KRRM. Hello. Monique, yes, Portrait Artist of the Year is like Thursday night face-off at Portrait Society of America. Oh, wow. So the background, I'm going to make a little darker and cooler whenever I get to it. Hey, Wara, what you're painting would be very challenging for me. Oh, it's very challenging for me too. This is probably one of the most difficult paintings that I've done here in the virtual painting sessions. I feel like Monday's upload was almost like an epic fail. Like the entire time for me is pretty hilarious. So if you didn't see Mondays and you want to have a good laugh, definitely check out Monday's upload. From the very beginning, I didn't even know where my hat was. It was a lot of fun. it was nuts. Now I'm hoping the hair will help to bring this image kind of to life a little bit. Tell you what though, the eyebrows definitely are lacking in that kind of color that we're seeing here. Oh, thanks, Ingrid. Oh, the values being similar. Yeah, so the values being similar can be very difficult, Waro Waro, because it requires a lot of patience and patience in terms of subtlety, trying to paint subtlety. And trust me, it's difficult for me too. Hey RT, how can I submit my photo so you can paint me possible? I haven't thought of that. If you mean as a commission, I have recently taken in a commission. I mean, if you're interested in a commission, I can definitely create a separate Etsy. What I did with the commission that I'm working on, of course this one is not a commission, but the one I'm working on, I created a custom Etsy link just for the client. So that seemed to work out. Seemed to have worked out. But again, I can talk more about that later. Hey Waru Waru, try a tinted cobalt turquoise for one of your backgrounds. I used to do that actually. I used to put cobalt teal in my backgrounds. I don't know if anyone remembers like the first maybe like month that I was uploading videos on YouTube. I think it was a time lapse, but there's one with a bright what was it, cobalt teal background. But lately, I don't like to put in too much saturation. I feel like overly saturated colors can kind of distract a little bit. Hey Monique, no, I haven't thought of the name of this painting. So Waru Waru, you're talking about the turquoise. Appa Effa Effie was a big fan of doing that. Alpe? Is that a painter from the past, or is that a contemporary painter? I apologize, I don't know. I'm not too well versed in the, I guess, the contemporary art world. So yeah, Monique, I have no idea what I'm gonna name this one. Something along the lines of overcoming a struggle, because this one definitely was a big struggle in the beginning. Hey Kevin, it's wild how just tiny little details bring so much life. This is true. I usually say that portraiture is the story of how a bunch of little things either made my day or ruined my day. Let's see. Hey Monique, the bright saturated colors in the background remind me of Shank's work. Yeah, that's true. I'm not too much of a fan of the bright colors, but what I enjoy about Nelson's work is his form, the way that he, I guess that sounds kind of weird, but his usage of form in painting. Not so much the colors, though, ironically. Most people really love Incominati for the color palette, but I'm not that huge of a fan of using a lot of color. Let's see. Charles Ward, YouTuber. I'm confused. Okay, so many. Yeah, it would be Incominati-like, but yeah, I'm not too much of a fan of the backgrounds being too chromatic. Let's see. Hey Monique, Siren. Siren for what? I'm confused. Now I'm lost. Oh, for the name. Okay. So Charles, you meant to title this YouTuber? I don't know. I'm confused with the comments. So actually, interesting enough, Mariah, I have a painting titled Perseverance. It failed to sell. I had it for sale for about like a year on Etsy before taking it off. But I do have a painting titled Perseverance. I think I should just take that name and I'd since destroyed that painting, but I can title this one Perseverance. Yeah, that's a good one. Monique, so Siren. I can see that. Siren for the name of this. Full of Fire and Spirit. Yeah, that's a good name. Imran, yeah, definitely check out Nelson Shanks. Again, I don't really look at Nelson Shanks' work too much for the color, but for the form, definitely. Hey, Waro Waro. I grew up with PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. But I liked Nintendo 64 for the vintage aspect of it. For instance, like I really like Conker's Bad Fur Day. I used to always play that game with my fiance. We would still play that game if I could get the Nintendo 64 to work. Unless, no, it's the Xbox that's not working. But yeah, we do play Conker's Bad Fur Day. That's like our favorite game to play. That needs to be a little bit more orange. Hey Charles, no, you asked if Appa Effie was an old painter. He's a YouTube painter. Oh, okay. Thank you, Charles, for pointing that out. Yeah, sorry, I have no clue. With YouTube, I typically watch like pet YouTubers. I actually don't watch a lot of art YouTubers or art YouTube content. I guess I probably shouldn't say that, but oh well. Like I always say, I mean, I'm honest and transparent. Try to be as honest and transparent as possible. So I'm actually going to have two brushes for this. A dark brush and a light brush. Yep, Monique. Yeah, that would be a good name. The Siren. Now the question is, will we manage to sell Siren or whatever we decide to title this painting? That's the question. And this should be a little more yellow. Oh no, I mixed up my colors. So I try to separate light brush and dark brush. They should be a little more yellow up here. Hey Jeff, yep, I do varnish the... Oh, I'm glad you like the light on the hair, Monique. Yeah, I do varnish the paintings. I use Gamboge picture varnish. And I like to use Gamboge because you can varnish paintings while they're touch dry instead of having to wait like the full 6 months if you're going to use Damar. Hey Kevin, you definitely got some feeling communicated now. I think it's going in a great direction. Hopefully. I was hoping that the hair would add to the painting. I'm definitely gonna paint the hair over here. This is just, oof, that needs some work, but I'm gonna definitely add the hair like now. Hey Milka, do you usually do one painting a week? The schedule kind of changes from time to time. For a while we were doing alla primas, and then we started moving into back into portrait paintings. And lately, yeah, I've been doing one painting here a week, but I have other paintings that I'm working on, like the paintings for the online classes and the commission that I'm working on. And then also my own work, or my own paintings. But I do try to take at least one painting to completion each week, yeah. In the virtual painting sessions. And these paintings are, they're fun and interactive experiences, but also that it's a very fun thing to see if by the time each painting is completed, usually on Saturday, if it manages to sell or not. That's always a fun thing. Hey Steven, I watched Appa Effie found very philosophical. That's good. Hey Waru, I don't think I've tried that, no. Hey Milk, have you heard of SKTCHY? No, I have not. If that's another YouTube painter, I apologize. With YouTube, I typically watch either motorcycling channels or pet related channels, like in particular like tarantula channels and ball python channels. Hey Charles, do you rely on painting sales as part of your income, or is it a nice bonus? It is kind of now becoming something I'm going to have to rely on at some point. So yes and yes to both of your questions. As I said, I don't live comfortably, but with the painting sales, if they do continue the way they've been continuing, then I may at least be able to live somewhat comfortably. And by comfortably, I mean at least have a window in my studio. That would be nice. Emilka, let's see. It's an app where people post photos and do portraits from photos posted by community. What a clever app idea. Huh. Wow, that is brilliant. Thank you for mentioning that. Wow. That is a brilliant idea for an app. Yeah, I mean, for those of you wondering about the toxicity of the solvents, I'm still kicking. And I've been doing this for more than a decade without a window for the most part. So, you know, it's not as toxic as one would think. I tend to always have a fan or something along the lines of some kind of ventilation. I think the only thing that was kind of messing me up was the turpentine. I think. But now, of course, I'm using Gamsol. And of course, for a while, I'm going to return to this, but for a while, I was using Spike Lavender. So if you're like me and you don't have a window, but you're like super nervous about the toxicity or whatever, definitely I suggest to use Spike Lavender. Hey Randy, do you paint any landscapes and or skies? I do paint landscapes. I haven't painted a seascape in a while. Let's see. Yeah, that would be a nice app to check out. Yeah, Monique, yeah, a window would be nice, especially for some kind of natural light. Hey, Waru, also check out James Gurney's channel for oil. Oh, cool. Haven't heard of him. But thanks for pointing that out. Alright. So I'm going to soften this edge a little more. So as usual, I'm going to emphasize the, oh wow, yay, we started a window fund. So thank you so much, Charles, for the super chat. So let me see here. Now I've used up pretty much all my resources to give shout outs with. So let's see if I can get something new here. So Charles, thank you so much for your super chat. And giving you a shout out with my solvent container, as I always tend to choose something different. I don't know, something different to give you a shout out with. So again, thank you so much for your super chat. Your contribution to the YouTube channel really helps out so much. Again, thank you so much, Charles, for starting our window fund. So I'm going to push the hair all the way down. And someone mentioned something about the paint getting sticky. Oh, thank you again, Charles. Thank you so much. Someone mentioned something about the paints getting sticky. Sometimes what I do is I add a little extra medium, as you saw there, and then paint with the quickness, because if it gets sticky, that usually means it's getting tacky. And of course, I'm going to use the hair to cover up things I don't want in the painting, so I'm going to use the hair to cover all the way down here. Is her hair this long? No. Do I care? No. I'm painting this the way I want it to look. Also, remember, I was motivated by a John William Waterhouse paintings. John William Waterhouse painted models that had this type of hair color, and they always had long hair. They almost always had long hair. So I am painting it kind of with that inspiration. So again, is it like the photo reference? No. Do I care? No. I want to paint it. I want it to appear the way I want it to appear. Again, thank you so much, Charles. Yeah, I should be fine. No worries. Again, just to show you, I mean, again, I try to tell you, I try to be as honest and transparent as possible. I'm fine. Like, I feel fine. Everything is good here. It's not like if you're painting with solvent and you don't have a window or something like that, like it's going to like affect you dramatically. Maybe in like 20 years, but not, not for like, at least I've been painting for 11 years. No problem. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. There are way more dangerous things out there than odorless mineral spirits. Trust me. Hey Wara, my favorite brand is M-Gram for watercolor and oil. I think I've tried M-Gram before. Should you have a few large strands on her left? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. Boom. We're going to put some more strands here. Why? Because I want to cover this. So why not just use the hair to cover it? Long hair, don't care. I just want to cover all of this area here that just bothers me. And again, when the paint starts to tack up, we use the medium. Oh, thanks, Monique. I'm glad you like the longer hair. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully it doesn't look too, I don't know, too doctored. Hopefully it doesn't look like a Pantene commercial or something like that. But I'm trying to cover up. I'm trying to cover up the areas down here that I don't want to appear. And that's just because I cropped it. Obviously, I have to crop the pictures before YouTube can give us any kind of trouble with that. Hey Steven, her hair is quite long in the uncropped image. I would drag her hair on the left down to cover the other shoulder too. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's cover it. Save some skin. Yeah, we'll save some. We'll save some, but yeah, let's go ahead and let's do this. And let's see if it helps to sell the painting or not. We shall find out. I'll save some of the skin here and here. But I definitely want to cover the areas that have been bothering me for some time. Her armpit line is a strain in the photo. Yeah, could be. I'm definitely gonna put in a darker strand over here, pretty much covering the shoulder strap or whatever this is called. Hey, Eyeball, love lead paint. Yep, that's good too. I mean, I use Flake White as well. It's just I've been using the Alkyds, and the Alkyds don't have a Flake White, unfortunately, so. So I'm going to save some skin over here. This isn't making any more sense, so I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to edit the I'm going to edit the clothing that she's wearing. Let's see, Kevin. The subject is sad that her hair is her best feature. Dang, that's cold. Yeah. Dang, I can hear the sizzle on that burn. I'm probably for the painting, maybe not the actual model. Like I said, I'm gonna adjust this. Whatever looks right. If it looks right, then it's fine with me. Remember, painting is all appearances. Hey Steven, I would try a green glaze background too. Ooh. Ooh, a green. But a slight green. Yeah. Good idea. Yeah, definitely. Whatever helps to sell the painting. So we're going to put the element of clothing back in a different place. Now obviously I'm going to have to use a little bit of a cooler color because of the heat on the skin tone is a little too much. Yeah, we'll put a greenish undertone for the background there. Someone asked me about I think it was last time because I was struggling hardcore last time about how I can do these streams for 3 hours. And at this point, I want to say it doesn't feel like 3 hours. We're approaching 3 hours, but it doesn't feel like it to me. I definitely felt it last time. Because last time I was struggling like hardcore. So what I'm going to do with the clothing, I'm actually going to invent something. Like a V-neck or some sort. And then maybe show traces of it up here. Like just a single brush stroke for it here. And maybe something over there, but not very much. Most of that's going to be covered with the hair anyway. And then we'll put that kind of greenish glaze. Hey Lilu, my town has a free sketch class via Zoom on Thursday. I told them about your channel. Oh, thank you, Lilu. Thank you for that. I know pretty much everyone here has painted a lemon. A lemon as in a painting that didn't work, or a lemon as in a real lemon? Either way, I've painted both. I've painted a actual lemon, and I've painted a painting that didn't quite work out several times. Hey Mariah, 3 hours is spoiling. In the beginning, I got a lot of hate mail about the streams, and I'm pretty sure I lost some viewers that were probably consistently watching my videos as pre-recorded videos. But I feel like the pros outweigh the cons with these streams. So I feel like the sense of connectedness is unlike any other experience I've ever had with these videos. So I in particular really like being able to produce these streams. And again, our moderators definitely help a lot. So Julie, Ingrid, Harjot, Dondo, whom is taking a little bit of an internet break. A lot in part from the community here as well. But I mean, you're spoiling me as well, everyone, because I've been so fortunate to be able to sell, the paintings I've been able to sell during the streams. I hope that trend continues. But again, just know that during the streams, I tend to always have a painting available for a special sale. Kathy, we will get into Alla Prima with the online classes eventually. Just like with the, what we filmed today, the practical figure drawing, there's also going to be ongoing Alla Prima as well. And best believe that there will be a lemon in there and an avocado. Lemons, avocado, all of which are great for Alla Prima. Hey Jeff, do you paint with other painters painters in friends getting together to paint? I was until the pandemic hit, and I really miss my painting buddies. Paulden Hamilton, my mentor Karen Warshall, Cheryl, Dave, Linda. I'm just mentioning these names in case any of them are here in the stream. Parveen, Phil, all of these names. In case anyone's here that has painted with me in the past. Scott from my online classes, Susan, so yeah, I've definitely adjusted her hair, as you can see. Her hair has grown much longer. And I guess we're going to probably turn this into like a Pantene commercial or whatever that's called. You got to get the right conditioner. That's what it is. It's not the paint, it's the right conditioner. You gotta get the perfect consistency or ratio of conditioner to shampoo, and that's all it takes. Oh, the background is going to be a greenish glaze that we're actually going to get to now. So everyone that mentioned that greenish color for the background, it is go time. Let's get out the favorite brush. You know that means things are about to get really fun. Although I'm going to need a little more paint. And let's mix it with the palette knife first. And yes, I'm purposefully getting some of the hair color into the background puddle, because I don't want it to be a bright green either. A little bit of raw umber. And how could I forget about Bill? Bill Mapes from the Hood College Portrait Group. I'm just saying these names in case somebody watching now or in the future knows anyone of my painting buddies from the past. Hey Waru, no, I don't play chess. I think I have played chess once when I was like a kid, but never really knew anyone that was really into chess. Hey Jeff, is that sap green or black mixed with the yellow? This is ultramarine blue mixed with cadmium yellow deep hue. As I'm using the Alkyds, as I was saying, I wanted to buy Winsor yellow, but the store ran out of it and they only had the cadmium yellow deep hue, but I don't have a problem with it, even though it's a hue. It looks like sap green, doesn't it? It's just because it's a muted green. I used a whole bunch of different warm colors to try to make it a little less bright. Now, is this green acceptable or not? I think it can get a little darker and a little earthier. And as I said, I let the paints kind of pile up on here, and I can always kind of dig into them and get some of the wet paint in the middle. So let's try this one. Okay, now we're talking. So it's greenish, but it's not like a super bright green. Before I go too far, what does everyone think about that greenish color? It took a while to mix it up, but now that I look at it, it's a very simple color. And I'm actually going to put something in the background. Like distant trees or something. I'm taking artistic liberties here. I feel like it does need something in the background. Even if it's like a faint change of planes. You know, in our world we can do whatever we want, right? But I do think it needs something. Hey Monique. Oh, I'm glad that you like the tone. Oh, I'm glad you like it, Kathy. So yeah, this painting definitely needed something back there. Now I'm actually going to just remix the color here with the brush. Looks more like a nymph of the woods. Milka. Oh, thank you. Well, I consider that a compliment because that's kind of what I'm going for. With the Waterhouse look. Happy little tree, that's right. We'll put in some happy little trees back there. But of course it's like a fantasy land of some sort. I don't want the background to look like too much of a naturalistic background by any means. I like that aspect in paintings where they don't quite make sense in terms of like physics or anything like that, but they make sense in a pictorial aspect. It always adds a little bit of wonder to a painting. And this is just way, way too light. I'm just going to cover it and then figure out what I'm going to do with it. This portion of the painting has been kind of an eyesore. I'm going to see if I can just invent a dress of some sort. Maybe we can take the dress from Project 1. Online students, if you recall what I'm talking about. We're going to take Madeline's dress and put it here. I could not for the life of me live with the way that it looked before. Does it look like the photo reference? Nope. Do I care? Nope. I want the painting to look the way I want the painting to look. Yeah, I feel like that makes more sense. She looks like she needs a gothic manor behind her. Something. Okay, let's cover. Yep, so I definitely took the dress from Project 1 and put it here. Let's hope we can make a sale, folks. Get your art collector friends ready for Saturday. Let's see if we can... Alright, just covering that. Did I get any paint on here? Not that much. She has a weary and haunted look in her eyes. Uh-oh. Hey Monique, I'm glad you like the off-shoulder look. Does the value or the on her chest appear too pink/warm? It kind of did. I'm about to go back into that. First thing I'm going to do is paint the shadow in here. And Charles, I think it's because she's squinting a little bit. So it gives that certain look to it. Hey Ellie, yeah, she does look sad. I think it's the squinting. Hey horse noise. I am sitting at a 40, or I'm sitting at a 45, really? So let me explain it a little bit. So I'm sitting, of course. I can't back up because, let's see if I can, if I back up, I'm going to run into my main camera. So I can't really back up. I have the camera like 5 feet above me, angled down at a 45-degree angle. The painting itself is also at a 45-degree angle. Again, it is just below me. So that's so that, you know, I can somewhat have something in between painting 90-degree and that flat camera angle that everyone seems to enjoy. So it's kind of like a compromise. If I had it my way, I would have the easel or the painting at a 90-degree and I'd be standing. Hey Waro, take care. Hey Lulu, there's something on her mind. It's beautiful. Oh, thank you. You know what's on her mind, right? She's wondering, is this painting gonna sell? That's what's on her mind. So yeah, maybe we can come up with a title for the painting based off of what we have here now. Now, based on the mood that she's in, you know, more of a somber, serious kind of look. Hey Charles, the chair. I actually prefer the chair to not be that comfortable. I mean, it's fine for me. My leg does fall asleep once in a while, but it helps me stay focused on the painting by not getting too comfortable. I'm glad you like the shadow effect, Monique. Let's see, Steven. I think the painting looks timeless as it is, or she could be from Game of Thrones. Oh, that could be. Flaming hair. Awesome. A nice one, horse noise. Hey Kathy, I'm sure this one will sell. Hopefully, we'll see. We shall see. What's the best? So, bro Rafa, what's the best size for support to practice? I'd say for portraiture, 11-14 is a really good size. 11-14 inches. If somebody wants to do the conversion for me in centimeters. A necklace would set off the painting. And Charles, you know, I was thinking of something similar to that. A necklace. Yeah, a necklace. Something going on here. I can imagine that. If anything, I want everyone to get out of this that you do not have to recreate the image that you're looking at. You definitely don't. So I'm just kind of putting in the hair that's kind of waving in this direction. In countries we use that use centimeters, we'd still call it 11-14. Oh, okay. I didn't know, Matt. Hey, horse noise. Study for a portrait of woman. Oh, so it's 28 by 35 centimeters roughly. Hey, bro, Rafa, can we just tape the canvas on the board? Yep, you can. That's actually how I painted. That's actually how I painted this this sergeant study. So the one that would come in the box if somebody was to purchase. So again, you would get this painting if you purchase this one. So if you purchase this one tonight, but in any case, this was painted on the glass itself, and I did tape this. And again, it's a 8 by 10 inch, so this is useful for storage purposes. It's extremely light, and if you want, you can always mount it onto a panel. So it can be a canvas on panel. All you have to do is get PVA glue, put it on the back, and then put this on top of, maybe put a weight on top of it, and then put it on the PVA glue, and then it would be as a support. Or you can just frame it as is. You can put it in a frame, and you know it would be just fine. So yeah, you can paint like that. Hey Steven, use 16 by 12 inch, which is 30 by 40 centimeters, and see my comment above regarding necklace ideas. Okay, let's see, Steven. Let's see. Okay, so the last one I found is from Game of Thrones. Maybe it's before that? Let me see. Steven, if you want to write it down again, if you don't mind. I can't find it. Ah, there it is. Never mind, Steven, I found it. I would also paint in a shamrock necklace or some sort of Celtic knot necklace. I need to look at what that looks like. I'm gonna just do a quick search on the old iPad, see what that looks like. So feel free to write any questions. Again, we're kind of narrowing to the end of today's stream. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Hey Monique, Firestorm for the name? It could be. Yeah, Firestorm. Hey bro, Rafa, thanks for applying. You probably because I've been searching for answers because I'm finding some cheaper alternatives. Yep, you definitely can paint on the sheet of canvas that you tape onto a board, and then you can always mount it onto a panel later. Okay, so a Celtic necklace. Seems like everyone likes the necklace idea. Okay. So I'm going to make one up based on the images that I'm looking at so that I don't get... I doubt I'm going to get any copyright issues for it, but let's do it. In our world, we can paint whatever we want. So let's do it. So I'm just kind of roughly estimating where it's going to be, and then I will put the details in there later. Alright, let me put the reference back, and now let's put some actual details into this. What is PVA glue? PVA glue is a sizing glue, actually. It's used to prepare raw canvas, but you can also use it to mount canvas onto a board. Alright, so let's put in the little details now for this. Okay, so I'm not going to paint it exactly like how I see it because, you know, I like to make things up. In fact, what I'm going to do is make it look closer to that of the UFO, but still in that kind of triangular shape. Hey Karam, do I get tired after long painting sessions? I mean, I get kind of tired, yes, but and it's more like a mental tired, I think, than it is like a physical one. But like I said, I mean, I tend to focus a lot. I mean, I tend to like to have more things to focus on. I guess it's like the ADD kind of thing. Fresh cup of tea. Sounds good to me. So the symbol that I'm looking at is the Trinity-looking Celtic symbol. I am painting it closer to that of a UFO. I've seen those designs on Rembrandt and Caravaggio paintings. Oh, wow. Bro Rafa, in your thumbnail, you're using no, they're not Winton. They look like it, but no. If you see the Alkyd here, so it's Griffin Alkyd. They have the little gray thing here similar to the Winton, but it's Griffin Alkyd. Let's see. Hey, Captain Arf. Is the cheek on her right side not slightly too short? On her right side, I don't know. It could be, but that might be something we'd have to figure out on Saturday, as this has probably already become extremely dry because we did use the Alkyd. So right now I'm just putting in some of the details in the jewelry here. Hey Steven, let's see. One really knows when and how these designs came about, but several historians have various theories. Hey Captain Arf, sorry, right in the image. Oh, you mean our right. It could be, I'm gonna have to see. But again, this is probably already like in the middle of drying. So that may be something I'd have to adjust in the next one. Hey Marcos. Hello Yupari, and how many sessions do you finish a commissioned portrait? Thanks for watching from Argentina. So how many sittings? A lot more than 3. For example, I'm on the 4th sitting on a commission that I'm currently working on. I'd say about 5. I think 5 or 7 layers. Oh, you meant no one really knows when and how these designs came about. Oh, okay. Irish Rose. Oh, that's a good title. And of course, this jewelry is gonna need a shadow. Thanks for the info, Steven. I had no clue. And great input, everyone. Again, this is what I really like about these painting sessions. I mean, the greenish background was suggested from all of you. The longer hair was confirmed by all of you. The suggestion of the necklace. Oh, I'm glad you like the necklace, Monique. It's kind of mix and match of different images that I'm looking at on the internet. So Irish Rose is a good name. So again, remember everyone, this painting is so the still life painting from some time ago, painted here in the virtual painting session, is still available for a special sale. Remember, if you do purchase it, again, you only have maybe like 10 minutes left to purchase it during the special sale, but if you do purchase it, remember you get that Sargent study along with it. Let's see, maybe a cooler green in the eyes just so it doesn't match the background. Oh, wow, I didn't even catch that. Okay, yeah. That's still an underpainting. All right, so let's adjust that, and that might be the last thing that we... Thank you. Who mentioned that? Charles. Thank you for mentioning that. Oh, wow, it's 2 a.m. over there, Steven. Definitely very late over there. Yep, take care, Steven. Thanks, Charles, for pointing out the color of the eyes. Wow, that completely slipped my attention. So yeah, that'll be the last thing that we do before we let this dry. And again, it'll be dry really soon. And then we will complete it on Saturday and make it available for special sale in case we have someone in the audience that would like to own this painting. Thank you, Charles. Lifesaver, man. I would have completely forgot to paint in the color of the eyes. Hey, Abel. Finally my YouTube works. Uh-oh. So YouTube wasn't working? Thanks for having my back, everyone. Dang, I would have definitely been upset if I ended the stream and then I noticed that I didn't paint her eye color in there. Even the shadow for the sclera I didn't put in, so let's put in the shadow for the sclera. Hey Monique, does the shoulder need a little something, nothing that can't wait until next time? I think the value is a little too yellow. Oh yeah. This is stuff that I wouldn't want to... Yeah, everyone definitely mention away. I try to get as much done during the second layer as possible. So yeah, these didn't match. Monique, thank you for catching that. 1 page of self-care a day because we need to, okay, my YouTube wasn't working for a while either. I thought it was the weather. I don't know. I guess YouTube was how we used to say in the 90s, YouTube was luncheon. I hope that not everyone had problems with YouTube. Yeah, everyone definitely saved me. So if you see anything here that you see that I should fix or adjust before we finish this on Saturday, let me know. If we do a good enough job, we might be able to sell this. So let's see. I'm counting on you, everyone. Monique, no. You saved me, Monique. I would have then noticed that these two tones were different, and that would have kind of been a bad thing for me. I still need to get to the pupil. So Monique, definitely let me know. She needs to brush her hair. Could be. Let's see, is the right eye not a bit lower? So that I think that for one, I didn't get the tilt right with this one, so the eye would be a little higher, this one, because I didn't get the tilt right. Someone mentioned something about the cheek here, so now that I'm looking at the photo reference, I don't see too much, but I don't know. I think the biggest thing was definitely, honestly, I think Monique, you caught the biggest, the biggest thing that I had to fix. So thank you. that these had to match. Hey Marshall. Oh yeah, I don't know about the Death Star. Bert 2008 before 6'9", YouTube was down in some areas, made news. YouTube was down in some area, made the news. Oh man, no wonder. No wonder. Yay, it was down during my live stream. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, I'm thankful for everyone that was here. Hey, Monique. Yeah, definitely. I'll glaze in the more rosy cheeks on the next one. Let's see. Eyes look different, and in size, the right looks like it's dropping. So the right, I guess our right, the one that I'm adjusting. You know, it's almost like I'm layering on top of a dry painting at this point. Hey Milka, wouldn't you want to match the skin to the, let's see, skin light to her face, which is a bit yellow. Where's this yellow coming from? I don't really see this on my screen. Well, in terms of the color, if the color is an issue, that's fine with me. That's something we can always adjust next time. But if it's a value thing, and especially a drawing thing, I don't quite see the axes being too off. If you look at it without the photo reference, so for instance, let's smack the photo reference away. So if you look at it without the photo reference, does it still make sense? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Another thing I'm going to do is look at it in the mirror. I think it's just too sharp. Let me show you what I'm actually doing. Just forewarning, it's going to look goofy. But I use a mirror. I use a mirror to see the painting in reverse, so I apologize if I put the glare on you, but I look at the painting through the mirror, and when I look at it through the mirror, I see that the eye to the right is a little sharp, the edge on the top plane of the top plane of the lower eyelid. So let's adjust it. Well, if we fail to sell that painting today, then I blame YouTube for YouTube being down. Hey Charles, looks fine to me. Nobody's perfectly symmetrical, and she doesn't look. Yeah, I think it was an edge thing. It's not the placement or anything. It's the edge was bothering me. And online students, you know all about the edges because I always go in the detail, especially in the virtual classrooms, about the edges. And it was just a little too sharp for comfort. Bert 2008-469. I do look at it upside down as well, but for me, I think the mirror helps probably the most. But yeah, that edge was definitely way off. And yeah, I have the photo reference out of there on purpose. So yeah, let's look at it upside down. What I'm going to do is put a paintbrush over here so that I don't mess anything up. So some painting tricks that can help you catch mistakes. Look at the painting upside down. Take a picture of the painting, reverse it on your phone. Take a picture of the painting, look at it in black and white. Or look at the painting through a mirror, which is what I like to use. Hey Julio, about the color. It's the screen color. Your painting looks nice, a little different from the picture, but for me it's fabulous. Thanks for your time. You're awesome. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Julio. Hey Abel, no, I'm using this one I'm using. Griffin Alkyd, Winsor Newton Griffin Alkyd. Hey Mariah, you like the painting upside down? Well, maybe we can just make this painting permanently upside down. No, that's when you know you have a problem. When the painting looks better upside down, you're in some trouble. You're in some trouble. Hey Mariah, I've been using Photoshop to upload my paintings and doodle on them. Well, that can help as well. Hey Bert 2008-469, you're oh, thank you for your comment there. Yeah, so upside down, what do I see? I see that this looks a little too cut out. It looks a little similar to the picture. Too similar to the picture. So let's see if I can't edit that now. And yeah, it looks like we're going on a marathon today. And unfortunately, YouTube was down apparently, so I guess I failed to sell my painting today. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just glad everyone's here. Everyone that could be here is here. That's what matters. Yep, take care, Charles. Thanks again for your help. Yeah, so before that edge, it looked a little too cut out and a little too same. Remember, online students, I always mention same edges. I always mention to look out for same edges. Angela, welcome. Yeah, we've totally just painted this completely upside down the entire time. Hey Monique, I see how you can catch mistakes doing this. Well, good. Well, hopefully this will help you. Again, this edge was too same. So online students, you know how I always put those blue markings to show you where to soften edges? This is how I would do it. Yeah, this was a difficult area, in particular. I mean, this was a difficult painting overall. So hopefully by the time we finish it on Sunday, we happen to sell it. There. So this is now softer, sharper, super soft, sharper, soft. This should be softer here. Hey Monique, is that what the blue lines mean? Yeah. Sorry about that. The blue lines do mean to make softer. Oh, thank you so much for the super chat, Julio. I hope I don't sound like I'm falling asleep. So coffee money. Definitely will use that for coffee money. Let me see if I can find something different. How about the water bottle? So let's see. Julio Vasquez. So Julio Vasquez, thank you for your super chat. I'm giving you a shout out with my my water bottle. I seem to always try to look for something different to give everyone a shout out with. So thank you so much for your support on my YouTube channel. Your support really helps me out so much, and yeah, I'll definitely use it for coffee money. So thank you so much. What was I doing? I'm going to adjust the edge there. So when I say same edge, everyone, so especially online students, when I leave those blue markings in the virtual classroom, it means that I suggest to soften an edge. So this, when I say same edge, I mean the edge is the same quality all throughout is not good. That's usually something that you see in a photo reference. Yep, so again, thank you, Julio Vasquez. Now I'm in the mood for some pumpkin spice coffee. Pumpkin spice coffee. Yeah, maybe from one of the K-Cups. Well, let's hope it doesn't look awful when we turn it back over. Oh, wait. See, now I'm catching a lot of things. So I missed a spot here. Missed a spot. Alright. So hopefully it doesn't look terrible when I turn it over. If it does look terrible, then maybe we'll just try to sell it upside down. Hey Monique, Sunday, not Saturday? Oh, yeah, I meant Saturday. Yeah, I do need coffee. I'm definitely losing steam quickly. I meant Saturday. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. I'm getting tired. So let's paint in the pupil and call it an evening. I didn't manage to make a sale, but it's all good. I blame YouTube. Again, I appreciate all the super chats, everyone. Okay, her pupils have been placed in there. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Hey, Abel. I've been meaning to buy a black mirror, which I have heard can help show values. Yes, this is true. Though I haven't used the black mirror since I was at Incominati. Let's see. Mariah, it's great. I think you two are having a stare down. We're having a stare down. Yeah, probably. Alrighty, so just like in pretty much all the streams, the stream is now complete. But what I'm going to do is clean the brushes and clean the palette. So feel free to type any questions, those of us that are still here and watching the stream live. So as I'm cleaning off the brushes and the palette, feel free to ask me anything. Consider this our dedicated question and answers time. And yes, I didn't put the photo reference back. I guess we kind of don't need it at this point. Hey, Mitchell, something about the eye on the left. Well, we're going to have to figure that out on Saturday. Stay tuned for Saturday. We will adjust and correct things. Thank you, everyone, for your input. And yeah, feel free to ask me anything. Oh, you mean the right. Okay, so the eye on the right. Alright, let's see. Maybe that does something, I don't know. One page of self-care a day has entered the chat. Can you use your phone photo filter as a black mirror? I don't think so. I think a black mirror helps with values because something to do with optics. I don't claim to have all the answers, but I don't think that a phone filter would be the same as a black mirror. Hey Monique, can you review the reason your Facebook... Oh, wait, what? Can you review the reason for your Facebook photo site? Is it for Facebook photo reference only or anything art related? Yeah. So, the Facebook photo reference group. It was initially created so that I could post the photo references that I was using back when I was painting daily. That's why the thumbnail, by the way, if you look at me now and you look at the thumbnail on the Facebook photo reference group, that was me about 40 pounds heavier. Pretty funny, isn't it? Now, the Facebook photo reference group was intended to be a place where I could post the photo references and everyone that painted along with me can post what they painted as well. It just ended up evolving into something else, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I like what everyone has done with the Facebook photo reference group. They have turned it into their own place where people that watch my videos post their own artworks, and it's kind of a community also in and of itself, which is excellent. I really like what all of you have done on the Facebook photo reference group. It's a great community to look at the artwork that everyone has posted as well. I have received some notifications of like complaints on the Facebook photo reference group, so I'm going to have to check that out directly, but for the most part, that's the explanation for the Facebook photo reference group. Hey Jazz W, where did you go to art school? I studied for several years with an artist named Paulden Hamilton, whom I refer to as my mentor. I went to Studio Incominati in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and studied there for a year. I lived with one of the artists as well, which was one of the best experiences of my early 20s. I mean, art-related, right? Art-related experiences. So I'm just cleaning off the brush. Hey, Mitchell, I didn't mean any disrespect at all. I think it's the upper eyelid. It still does look great. Oh, thank you. No, don't worry, don't worry. Ooh. I see something. I see something. And yes, I'm running on empty, but I'm still painting. I think it's that outline is too heavy. Again, Mitchell, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, buddy. You know, everything that you point out, everything everyone points out, really does help. And if we get lucky enough, like I said, we may end up having this painting sold on Saturday when it's complete, but I don't know. But anything that you point out, I noticed that as soon as you said that with the upper eyelid, I knew that it was just that outline was too heavy. And you see, I wouldn't have seen that, Mitchell, if you didn't point it out. So thank you so much. Thanks a million. Don't worry about upsetting my feelings or anything like that. Again, my paintings have been compared to scrambled eggs here on YouTube. So again, I've received way, mean and nasty comments on YouTube, and it's whatever. I got used to it. But I know that everyone here is genuine. Everyone really does mean well. So. Hey Monique, you noticed that too, the outline. Oh, no worries. Yeah, perfect. Now let's make sure that the outline fits, or the upper eyelid fits with the other one. Again, we're going on a marathon tonight. Running on empty. But as always, hoping that we can sell this painting on Saturday. It's that extra little bit of motivation to make the painting better. Hey Monique, I would never do this normally in person. Oh, no need to worry. No need to worry. Hey Christian Garcia. How am I? I am doing well. I've been doing this virtual painting session for over 3 hours now. It's like been way over 3 hours now. This is a marathon basically. Trying to get this painting ready for Saturday for the grand finale of this painting. We'll be finishing it on Saturday and hopefully selling it. There we go. Now the upper eyelids match. Now, of course, that opened up another can of worms. With the tear duct. She's got a really different tear duct. That should be good. Hey Mitchell, oh yes, you really fixed it. Very well, awesome. Close to 4 hours now, really. No kidding. Let me look at the... Wow, 3 hours and 50 minutes, yeah. Holy moly. Yeah, we are close to... See how we don't even need the photo reference at this point? Oh, thanks for favoriting my shop. Let's see. Hey Abel, it happens that when you paint while the eye doesn't capture details, sometimes I gotta take a break. Yeah, I'm definitely running out of steam. Running out of steam, folks. But yeah, 3 hours, 50 minutes. And I think we've done a lot on this painting. And again, this painting, like all of them in the virtual painting sessions, is always on sale when it is completed. Whether it successfully sells or not, the most important thing really is the experience that everyone has here. She looks like Shakira. Oh, well, I hope that's a good thing. So yeah, now I'm going to clean off the brushes. And thank you for pointing out the thing with the eye. Yep, feel free to ask me any questions. So if you see the setup shaking, it's because my, again, I'm using a French easel with broken legs. So the French easel is actually on top of a table. Oh, look, we got 100 likes. Yay, we got 100 likes. Thanks everyone that has left a like. And again, if you're watching and you really like what you've seen today, please leave a like. Oh, good. Thanks, wishing Iris. So just cleaning off the brushes with Gamsol. I will be cleaning off my favorite brush with Gamsol, and then a second time with hot to warm water and dish soap. And this is my favorite brush. Princeton Catalyst Polytip Bristle Synthetic Mix. Hey Mariah, oh wow, you were here the whole time. Oh my goodness. Now that is dedication, Mariah. Shout out to you, Mariah, for staying here the entire time. Shout out to you with my favorite paintbrush. That is quite the accomplishment. You have been here the entire time. Wow. You are a winner, Mariah. Jazz W. Oh, thank you. And yep, definitely on Saturday we will be completing this painting. Alright, so let's get the palette knife. Hey Monique, sorry, can you repeat about the blue lines and the feedback? So Monique, when I put the blue lines on the feedback video, if you see in the corner where it says softer, the blue line usually means softer. Now, Monique, in yours, actually I remember, yours was an adjustment to the, let me double check, an adjustment to the edge. Yeah, so yours was an adjustment to the edge. So it just means the edge quality. Alrighty, and also remember, let's see. Oh, Monique, it was on the shoulder area. So that means that you can either lift the shoulder in your image, or you can leave it where it is. Yeah, the blue line was just to show where to move the shoulder. So that's what it meant, Monique, to raise the shoulder. But it's up to you if you want to raise the shoulder or not. Yep, okay. Sounds good. Woo, this was a long one, everyone. We, yeah, nearly 4 hours of painting. And with all that, YouTube was down. Oh, that's my luck. That's my, ow. That's my luck. Okay, now we're going to clean off the palette with the razor. We got a fresh razor. And again, this is what I really like about glass palettes. I actually use a handheld palette. Glass palettes are really good for their for quickly cleaning up. All right, so any last questions, everyone? Any questions before we sign out? Okay, I guess there are no questions. So thank you so much, everyone. Hey, Troy. Yeah, a lot of efforts this time. But I mean, there's a lot of efforts each time, but this one for some reason was definitely a very challenging one. Super challenging. Hey, Wishing Iris. Yeah, usually Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the streams. Hey Bert 2008 469, you probably got to say congratulations. You do a lot of work. You put out a lot of work. That's including your work with classes. Yeah, and this is yeah a lot. But I enjoy it. I hope everyone is enjoying this as well. Alrighty, so thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight's live stream, especially to those of you that have watched this from beginning to end. This may be one of the longest uploads in the history of my YouTube channel, I think. Unless we passed 4 hours at some point, I'm not really sure. That being said, as I always say, I wish you the very best in all of your artwork, and I will see you on the next one.